Sometimes heroes don't wear badges, they wear fur. In the bustling heart of Chicago, amidst the hum of traffic and the whisper of falling leaves, a legend walked on four paws. His name was Ace, a retired police dog. Strong, disciplined, and with eyes that held both battle scars and silent stories. Once the pride of the canine unit, Ace now sat alone in a small shelter, watching through a wire fence as families walked past, looking for puppies with wagging tails and playful barks. But Ace didn't bark anymore, not since that day. 3 years earlier, Detective Maria Vega stood in front of a shattered window, gun drawn, heart pounding. Her partner, both in badge and bond, was Ace, a German shepherd with unmatched instincts and a nose for justice. Together, they'd solved dozens of cases, drug busts, missing kids, arsons. But none of that compared to the night they were ambushed during a routine raid. Ace lunged at the gunman before the bullet could hit Maria. He took the hit, saved her life, and nearly lost his own. Maria wept in the hospital hallway for hours. Ace survived. But things changed. He could no longer serve. The department retired him. Maria, haunted by guilt and struggling with PTSD, made the heartbreaking decision to let Ace go. He deserves peace, she whispered, signing the release papers. Ace didn't understand. He just watched her walk away, tail still and heart quietly breaking. Chapter Tog. The shelter for months, Ace waited. His kennel was always clean and the staff were kind. But no one wanted a scarred, aging dog with a limp. Puppies were easier, cuter, not reminders of violence or war. Then came Ellie, a small boy no more than 8, with wire-framed glasses and a silence louder than thunder. He didn't speak, not since his father died in a car crash. His mother, Jonna, had brought him to the shelter hoping that maybe, just maybe, a pet could reach where words could not. Ely didn't stop at the puppies. He walked slowly until he reached Ace. The dog rose, limped over, and sat calmly before the boy. No bark, no tricks, just presence. Ellie placed his small hand on Ace's head, and for the first time in a year, he smiled. Chapter 3. A new mission. Ace became part of Ellie's world, his protector, his friend, his silent therapist. The two were inseparable. At school, kids teased Ely for being quiet. Ace didn't judge. At night, when Ely cried for his dad, Ace rested his head on the boy's chest, absorbing every tear. One evening, as Jana folded laundry, Ely entered the room, Ace beside him. With trembling lips, he whispered, "Ace says I can talk." Joanna dropped the clothes. "What did you say, baby?" Ely repeated louder, "Ace says I can talk now." She knelt, hugging them both, tears soaking into Ace's fur. He just blinked, calm as ever. Chapter 4. The kid in the alley. One bitter winter night, as snowflakes danced like lost dreams outside, Ace pulled on his leash during a walk with Jonna and Ely. He tugged harder than usual, dragging them toward a narrow alley behind a grocery store. There, curled under cardboard, was a boy. Dirty, shivering, no older than Ely. "Help Meg," the boy croaked. They rushed him to the hospital. The child, Kevin, was a foster runaway, abused and terrified of adults. But when Ace walked into his room, Kevin reached out instinctively. "Dog," he said softly. "I had one ip one sick." Word spread quickly. A former canine hero saving lives even off duty. Local news picked it up. A retired officer, Detective Maria Vega, saw the segment while sipping coffee in a cafe. Her hands trembled. "That's Ace." Chapter 5. Full circle. Maria showed up at Jana's home the next morning. Ace ran to the door, barked for the first time in years, tail wagging furiously. He knew. Maria fell to her knees, hugging him. "I'm so sorry. I thought I was doing what was best." Jana, moved by the reunion, invited her in. Over tea and cookies, stories poured out. Of Ely, of Ace's new life, and of the boy they'd saved in the alley. Maria offered to help Kevin find a safe home. With her law enforcement contacts, She pulled every string until the boy was placed with a loving family. And not just any family. Maria's own brother and his wife, who had been longing to adopt. Kevin got a second chance. So did Maria. And so did Ace. Epiloguing hero in 4 years later, a book would be written. Pause of just seeing the story of Detective Ace. It would become a bestseller, taught in schools and read at bedtime. Children would grow up hearing about the dog who saved lives, not just by chasing bad guys, but by being present, loyal, and brave. Ellie would grow into a therapist, specializing in trauma in children. Maria would found a non-profit connecting retired service dogs with kids in need. And Ace, he would live out his final years in warmth, surrounded by the laughter of children and the gratitude of adults whose lives he quietly mended. Because sometimes, the greatest detectives don't carry guns. They carry love. Even the forgotten have the power to heal. Kindness and loyalty can change lives.